In 524 BC, Cambyses II, the son of Cyrus the Great, sent 50,000 men into the Sahara Desert. Their mission? To conquer the Oracle of Amun at Siwa Oasis. But out there in the blistering deserts, somewhere they vanished forever. Was it a sandstorm that engulfed them? Were they ambushed by desert raiders, or did the gods condemn them? Such is the haunting mystery of Cambyses' lost army. Cambyses II, the king of the vast Achaemenid Empire from 530 to 522 BC, wished to expand Persia's dominion over North Africa. Having conquered Egypt in 525 BC at the Battle of Pelusium, Cambyses learned of the Oracle of Amun at Siwa Oasis. The temple, which was sacred to Libyan tribes, challenged his authority, declaring the Persian king illegitimate. Enraged, Cambyses ordered an expedition, 50,000 troops, infantry, and baggage carriers, to march west from Thebes into the desert. Their mission was to destroy the oracle and close Persian rule. What began as a show of imperial power would instead become one of the greatest mysteries of the ancient world. The Persian column set out from Thebes, along caravan routes into the Libyan desert. Ancient writers, including Herodotus, of an army of 50,000 men, spearmen, archers, and laborers out across the dunes. At first, they traveled in formation, relying on oases and wells. But deeper inside, the desert was a foe in itself. Temperatures burned, water grew limited, and food perished under the scorching sun. But Cambyses' commanders pressed on, determined to carry out their king's orders. The further they proceeded, the closer they edged towards obscurity. There, in Siwa Oasis, the Oracle of Amun was matched by no Delphi. It spoke the god's words, and later would famously declare Alexander the Great to be son of Zeus. But in 524 BC, it uttered a prophecy. Cambyses' troops would never return. A warning or a curse, as one preferred to see it. The priests of Amun were sure the Persians had written their epitaph. During the wait to hear, Cambyses' army trekked towards the oasis, never knowing their fate was sealed. Herodotus records the final hours of the army. As the Persians marched into the desert, a hideous sandstorm swept down on them. Racked by furious gusts of wind, the men were buried beneath oceans of rolling sand. Entire battalions were lost in an hour. Their cries were smothered by the roar of the storm, their swords buried under sand. Whether this was the anger of the gods or the random will of nature, the army was seen again. Cambyses heard nothing. The oracle remained unmoved. Weeks turned into months. Cambyses waited in vain for news, but no one showed up as a messenger. The great expedition had just vanished into thin air with no trace. It was more than a defeat for the Persians. It was humiliating. The Oracle of Amun remained beyond reach, the focus of resistance to Persian control. Cambyses himself would not have much time left either, being killed under unclear circumstances in 522 BC on a return from Egypt. The vanished army had achieved legendary status, whispered around the empire. For hundreds of years, Cambyses' fate was written off as legend. But explorers trekking through the Sahara in the 20th century claimed to have discovered bronze swords, arrow points, and human skeletons buried in sand dunes at Siwa. While proof is still contested, most archaeologists think the tale is true. The desert is hard to crack. Perhaps in Egyptian sands, the remains of 50,000 Persians still rest, waiting to be discovered. The lost army of Cambyses is still one of the biggest mysteries of the ancient world. Did 50,000 troops really vanish in a storm? Were they slaughtered by Libyan tribesmen? Or did they trek off into the Sahara and never come back? Herodotus left us the tale, but history provides no clear answer. Like the vanished 9th Legion of Rome, Cambyses' troops became a legend, their story blending myth, prophecy, and history. Somewhere deep beneath Egypt's boundless dunes, the lost army continues to march, forgotten but not lost.